Automating your appointment scheduling can be one of the most helpful things that you can do as a real estate agent. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I was able to implement this awesome service to make everyone's lives easier, including my own. So this video is a step-by-step walkthrough of everything that you'll need to know when setting up Calendly for your back-to-back appointments, either as a real estate agent or any other professional that's going to need to be able to set up appointments, or if you just want to have a full understanding of how to use Calendly before committing to purchasing the service. Now, someone might ask me, hey Everett, isn't this your secret sauce? Like, why are you sharing all the details about what you do? To which I would say, this is only a tiny essence of what I'm able to provide you as a real estate agent. I honestly wish that more agents were able to set up their appointments in some kind of automated manner, because right now it is a complete nightmare. I don't know if you've ever tried to schedule an appointment in New York City. Sometimes people show up, sometimes people bail on appointments. I joke all the time that if I was to get paid for every canceled appointment that I have in my calendar, I would probably get paid more than I do on some of these commission checks. As soon as I started implementing this into my workflow, I just started to notice that people would be much more mindful about canceling of appointments if they ever needed to for any reason, as well as the fact that I just had fewer dropped appointments altogether. So whether you are scheduling appointments for yourself or you're just curious about my process and want to see how I better serve my clients and customers, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And no, Calendly is not paying me for this video or including any sort of special links for you to get started, but if for some reason I'm able to find one or they do, I'll make sure to include it in the description below just for you. The first thing you'll want to do is create an event type. And if you're using Calendly, one thing that's important about Calendly is that you really should have long-standing event types so that people can constantly schedule things with you whenever you set it up. For instance, I have seller strategy sessions and buyer strategy sessions always ready to go. This way, if anyone was to click on my link, they can have the opportunity to schedule one of these strategy sessions with me. I think I got to make that shorter. It says 45 minutes, but so this is the one that I have for President Street set up. But I definitely want to show you what I do to make it a little bit from scratch. So I'm going to clone this. And this is what you would see if you were to create a one-on-one event type. So you log in for this page and it tells you what kind of event is this. The event name is going to be whatever the name of the apartment is or the appointment. And then it says description and then the instructions. And so in this part you do, please use one of these scheduled appointment slots to book your appointment. If none of the available days work for your schedule, please email me with the availability for the week and we will schedule a time accordingly. And then it asks you to create a link. So once you create your link, you can really name this, and I always name it the name of the address. Okay, when you try to do this, I'll show you something. Now you can pick whatever color you want. Let's say for this one, I do orange, save. Oh, it says invalid. You can't use any spaces or special characters. They only want lowercase. Okay, so I gotta change this. Okay, I can't even use dashes. It has to be underscores.
It's because you have an uppercase S. Make the S lowercase and street.
Nice call. Nice call. So once that's in there, you can say who's going to book this event or when can people book this event. I usually like to choose a date range because especially with rentals, you really don't want to schedule them out too far. Or if someone does, like, let's follow up in a week just to see if you feel the same way kind of thing. I always do that day to probably the Sunday. I think that usually makes the most sense for me. And that includes the weekend. And then you literally schedule as far out as, next month, which is awesome. Or indefinitely into the future. That's what I do for the long-standing appointments. So my buyer strategy session and seller strategy session, that is what I would do indefinitely.
Quick question. So if I'm planning on hosting something tomorrow and something Saturday, should I do it from like today to Sunday or today to Saturday?
I would do it to the furthest out day. Like if you know you're going to do something on Sunday too, I would even do it on Sunday. Because for me, the way I schedule my week, I think of Monday as the beginning of the week. Sunday, I'm usually working my hardest kind of thing if I'm showing. So once we have that in there, you said you wanted to do 5-minute appointments for the duration?
Yeah, so I have a really poppin' listing that I'm only able to show tomorrow evening and Saturday morning because it's tenant occupied. So I'm trying to fit as
Mhm.
many people as I can in those time frames, but we can't do open houses. They all have to be by appointment. So I want to have an appointment schedule with people's names and everything. So that way, if anyone in the co-op feels like it was getting too rowdy, I can be like, look, I had everyone scheduled. I have all their information and this is when they're coming.
This part is the most crucial part of setting up the calendar, is the events. Once you set up the time frame that you want it for, in that case, I would definitely recommend syncing this with your calendar to make sure that you have that in play, because then it will actually block off the times here based on your schedule. So once you have that set up, you set your weekly hours. So I can do Friday, Saturday, and I know I'm going to show Sunday. It always defaults to 9 to 5. Make sure you double check that, because I'm not going to show this apartment at 9 in the morning.
So if I were to show Wednesday 6 to 7, I put Wednesday 6 to 7, and I'm showing Saturday, I check Saturday, do Saturday like 11:30 to 12:30. So basically those will be the only times when I send people these links that they can schedule within 5-minute periods, right?
Exactly.
So helpful. Thank you.
Just double confirm, because when you change the numbers, it tricks me sometimes. You have to make sure that it says PM or AM/PM, depending on when you're actually showing the apartment. I've made that mistake a couple times, and then people get booked for like an early time slot, and I'm like, no. Like I was never gonna show at that time.
Where are you? We had an appointment.
Yeah, it's happened once or twice, and then I'll probably show this, 1 to 2 on that day. Actually, because I know I have another one coming up, I'm gonna say 2 to 3, and then this way I can finish off closer to my house. Perfect. Once you look at your schedule, once you know it looks good, make sure you have these boxes under here checked off. So do you want to add time before or after your events? This would be good if you wanted to space out showings. I don't know why you would want to space out showings at a real estate agent. The best way to do it is to just turn that off before event, after event. And then there are additional rules here. Show available start times in increments of 10 minutes or 5 minutes, like depending on what you choose. Scheduling conditions is important if you don't want to see last minute appointments. I don't like people scheduling within the hour, because if I don't expect anyone to be at the apartment by the time that schedule is getting closer, I won't have time to get to the apartment. So I might even change this to 2 hours, because I want to make sure I have a good enough time, especially if I'm coming from the city, to get over to that appointment. And then you can set the maximum amount of events. Doesn't matter to me. I always lock the time zone, because if they are coming in person, I need them to know that they're on Eastern time zone. And then there's no reason to make this a secret event. Okay, save. Invitee questions. These are the qualifying questions that you want everybody to know. I do their name, their email. Those are required. You can't get in without it. Your phone number, because I want to be able to communicate with you. Your desired move-in date, I think, is the most important recently for a lot of my clients. Are you working with an agent currently? This is the question that's awesome if a real estate agent clicks this link, because then they can input their information right there, and I can know to communicate with them first. And then, how did you find out about this listing? I say 99% of the time it's, glad I'm looking at this now. I get to change it from Supplement to the agency. And then you can add as many questions as you want. And if you're going to be watching past this point, I'm going to encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel, so that you can get even more awesome content like this, or like some of the other videos that I love to share on my channel. You can set up workflows. I really don't get this part, so I don't use it, and it says try it. I don't want it. Notifications, I think, are important though.
Is this a good time for me to communicate that I messed up now, despite following along?
No, what did you mess up, or what part?
So I put the date range today to Sunday. I want to show tomorrow night and Saturday morning. I put the duration custom 5 minutes. I did set custom hours. I put Wednesday 6 to 7 and Saturday 11:30 to 12:30. But when I send out the invite, it says that there's no time for January.
Do you have other scheduled appointments for those times in your calendar?
Oh, I do. I've put this on my calendar. So delete those from my calendar.
The one thing that you came in contact with is, once it's synced with your schedule, it doesn't actually set anything in your calendar. It's actually blank until someone schedules their appointment. So let's say Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So I go to Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. is clear. But let's say I want to set a time block so that I know that I'm in my head scheduling an open house. I'll say time block for open OH 1090 Pacific. Okay. Cool. Right, save. So let's pretend, like, let's go back here. If we go to the view live page, I have someone click on the link and it goes right to this page and they can schedule. You see on Friday, it's not showing up, right? That's probably what you ran into.
So yeah, and then once I deleted the calendar events, it worked, but it's still only giving options of like 6 or 6:30, even though I put custom 5 minutes for duration.
6 or 6:30?
Yeah, but I put 6 to 7 and custom 5-minute duration.
Maybe there's one more advanced setting that we can tweak. Make sure if you do want to set a time block for it, just so that you know, like, you scheduled something at that time, make sure you just set the calendar appointment right here to free, so that this way it knows that you don't have something actually booked there just quite yet. Because if it says busy, it's going to totally block it out and no one can schedule for that time. Now it's just a block. And then when I refresh this, there, now it shows up. But what you're saying is, if I go back, these are both checked off, the time before and after your events.
I went to additional rules for your availability and start time appointments, and that solved it.
Sweet.
Amazing.
Perfect. Save that. The next part of it is the notifications. I have it set to calendar notifications. So this way it actually books into everyone's calendar, which is awesome because it's very convenient. There is a little glitch sometimes that it may cancel appointments where you just have to go in there and reconfirm them. I don't know why it does that, but don't think about it unless it happens, and it'll be very clear when it happens. Email reminders, I always do. You can personalize them and say, exactly, it sets a default for you, which is awesome. I'm something, hey, this is a friendly reminder for your appointment with me at my name, event at the name of the apartment. So the name of the apartment will show up there. So it kind of like builds the sentences for you and you can just input the information there. And it should have like the questions and answers, the event description, your location, and then I just built the sentence to sound friendly and awesome. I do one for 1 hour before, and I do another one for 24 hours before. You can add as many as you like, apparently, as it shows.
This is for the reminders?
This is for the email reminders, correct.
Okay, cool.
And then it has email follow-up, which is awesome. So yeah, I set it up where it actually sends the apartment, the virtual tour for it, if you'd like to move forward, it's $20 per applicant. And again, I like this because if you set up your client for the appointment and put their email address so that they would get the calendar invite, then they would get this follow-up, which is totally fine because it shows them exactly what they need to do. But if you are the agent and you put your agent email address in this space, then you get sent the information and then you know exactly what to tell your client to do. And I usually send this for 1 minute after. Like, I want them to get it as they're walking out of the apartment, basically.
Got it.
You can also send text reminders. They have to opt into the text messages, which is extra cool because then, you know, I don't have to worry about thinking about any laws of double opting in or anything like that. And I usually say, please text this specific number because this is a do not reply number. And if you don't confirm, I won't know you're coming, basically.
That's smart.
So make sure you do that because a lot of people reply to the thing. And then I just have to reach out and be like, hey, are you still on the way? Hey, are you still on the way? And, you know, makes me sure that, like, they are on the way. And then you have a confirmation page. This is awesome. You can say, on confirmation, it displays the Calendly confirmation, or you can redirect them to a completely different website. I just keep them on the confirmation page, and that gives them more options to choose from while they're still on the same website. You can also schedule other events. So if you want them to go back to your events page, you can have them kind of redirected there. And then you can also add different links. So I say, check out my other listings here. If you do that, which is also needs to be updated with that agency link, Save and close. And then if you did have some kind of scheduled appointment or paid appointment, you can totally set it up in here to collect payments for your scheduled appointment. I don't know. I wouldn't do that as a real estate agent because I really want to work with you. And if you would want to work with me, I'd recommend you reach out to me. But the collect payments buttons is right there, and then you can set that up. And then once it's all set, it gives you the option to share. So that is the specific link, which you can actually send to people, which is awesome. And you can even customize it looks like, which I don't need to do because it already has my little tag in there, Easy NYC Real Estate, which is, let's look at the live. So let's say I want to schedule on Saturday. I can go here. It'll say confirm appointment. And I can be like, I'm Paul, want this rental. Yeah, all right, I'll want this rental. All right, and then you can put your email address. So I'm gonna put my old AOL email. Put your phone number, because I make you do it. When is your moving date? February 1st, because we want people as soon as possible, all the time. Are you working with an agent? Yes. Mark Cuban.
Hey, Mark Cuban.
Real estate. How'd you find out about this listing? Zillow. Actually, no, Street Easy. Because 99% of rentals always come from Street Easy. And then send text messages. This is where they double opt in. So if they don't do that, they won't get text. And then I got a notification. It's booked. I get an email. It's all right there. Let me show you real time what it looks like. He's in my calendar for that day. Paul want this rental. He's scheduled right in my calendar with all of his information, all the answers to his questions, and it's beautiful. I know exactly when he's going to be there. It's going to send him all the follow-ups and the reminders, and it just looks pretty. Like, look at it. So you can say, check out my other listings and learn more about me here. That's when they click on it and takes them to my agency page. Are there any other questions?
You tackled it all. This was so helpful, and I was actually able to successfully use it. And I'm glad that you taught me that I can mark things as free on my calendar. I didn't know I could do that.
Absolutely.
This was so helpful. Thank you, Everett.
No worries. Issa, I have to ask your permission. If I was to share this on my YouTube channel, would you be okay with that?
I'm so okay with it. I'm gonna just plug this Quest bar I was eating during it really quick and hope that they want to sponsor me because I'm obsessed now.
Awesome. That sounds great. I'm going to end the recording.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for sticking to the end if you've made it this far. I know it was a little bit of a longer video being a full tutorial walkthrough, but I really wanted to make sure that if you are trying to set this up, you have a full understanding of everything that's needed to get going and any pitfalls that you might run into when setting this up for yourself. Implementing this service into my life has been a game changer for me when it comes to scheduling appointments with either buyers, tenants, and or their agents. I really don't know if I can go back to manually scheduling after this. My inspiration for this video was that I had several other agents asking me, hey, can you show me how you set up that cool system that helps you schedule your appointments? I did this a couple of times and figured, if they're asking me for it, this could be super helpful for any other agents out there or for anyone that just wants to see what my process is and how I normally work, and just do it one more time so that I can direct them to this video and then I never have to spend the time to show them exactly how I do it ever again. And if you are an agent and you would like another helpful tip that can help you run your business like a business, I would check out this video here. And thank you so much for watching Easy NYC Real Estate, where I make New York City real estate easy for you.